celebrating 40 years of KTAB News.
As we continue celebrating 40 years of coverage you can count on, here at KTAB we're looking back at some of the folks you will recognize. KTAB's Claire Kreitz spoke with Fran Atkins, who I had the pleasure to work next to during about half of my time here at KTAB.
From KTAB TV Abilene, this is NoonTab, the most watched newscast in Abilene and KTAB country, with Frank Keeler. Fran Atkins.
She was the friendly face dedicated to bringing you the news for more than 20 years.
Well, traffic in East Abilene was slowed down for a while today.
Reaching TV screens across the big country since KTAB first went on air in 1979.
There were 6 people in the newsroom, and I was the first female, and green as I could be.
Learning from the best in the business.
I had a lot of good teaching from Larry Fitzgerald and Bob Bartlett before we went on the air October 6th.
Fran Atkins played a key role in making KTAB the #1 station delivering local news.
What really helps is to have people there for a long period of time, and communities to feel like they're your friends.
Throughout her tenure as NoonTab and 6 p.m. anchor, Fran, of course, has many stories to tell.
We rode elephants in an elephant race for Circus Vargas. And Bob and I, we talked about this, and, that was probably the most terrifying thing besides milking a rattlesnake that I've ever done on air.
And while she signed off the air in 2006, now living retired life in Ruidoso, New Mexico, she looks back on her time with KTAB, remembering not the stories told.
But I think KTAB from the very beginning was just a family, and it always will be.
But the relationships built.
Yeah, you just have to feel that way when you stay with a group of people for so long and enjoy the work that you're doing, and you just tend to love everyone that you're working with.
In Abilene, with coverage you can count on, Claire Kreitz, KTAB News.
And from one NoonTab anchor to the next, Ron Rousseau is the current face of Daybreak and NoonTab. But this history at the station runs very deep. Ron has worked in radio and television for more than 30 years, but began working for KTAB in April of 1981. From covering the Columbus Day flood and the arrival of the first B-1 to Dyess Air Force Base, Ron says it's an important job to keep our viewers informed day after day.
The cool thing about television is some of the things that we do are identical every single day, but the stories are always different. And the main things that you are covering, they're always a little different. So it makes it a little exciting to come in, because you never know for sure what's going to happen. News is what happens right now. History is what happened yesterday. So you got to stay up to date and make sure that you're covering right now.
And we enjoy watching Ron and Zach every morning on Daybreak and NoonTab. And still to come, sports is an important part of what we do. We've been lucky with the best sports department. It's a tale of 2 Davids when we come back.